I'm Shalini Vadhera, and this is Bossify.
This episode of Bossify is proudly brought to you by Janet Lawless Christ and Team Luxury Real Estate.
Great to see you. Thanks for joining us on another episode of Bossify. This is Shalini. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. This is amazing.
It kind of is.
I think so.
Yeah.
Shalini Vadhera built her career on empowering women, helping them live a more beautiful life inside and out. While traveling the world, Shalini curates some of the best beauty secrets and products, bringing them to life in her book and now TV show, Passport to Beauty. She's been featured as a global beauty expert on primetime TV shows too, like The Today Show and Dr. Oz.
Okay, my beauty. And by the way, you are beauty, like fierce. Like this is all the feels and all the happening right now. Let's start with the first question. How do you personally define success?
Gosh, that's a good one because I am so absolutely hard on myself because I'm so driven that I never stop. Yeah. So for me, at this point in my life, after going through all the trials and tribulations of being an entrepreneur, it's really about being happy and following your passion and finding a way to obviously create and make money, but be so happy while you're doing it and hopefully change and transform women at the same time. Yeah. So paying it forward, giving back, helping them also reach their goals while you're reaching your own.
I mean, that's huge. Like you're saying, the definition of success ultimately for you at this point is just happiness.
Absolutely.
All of that brings happiness.
It does, and it's amazing when you give how much you receive back.
It's so true. There was another woman that I interviewed that said exactly that. The more you just realize that if you care for others, you will be cared for. So just stop worrying about yourself. You'll be fine. The universe will care.
There's always an invisible net that's going to catch you. People always say, "Oh, aren't you scared to start another venture? And aren't you, nervous about doing this?" And I'm like, those thoughts never even come into my mind because I know no matter what I do, there's always a net that's going to catch me. So I'm fine.
Now, I know that had to have changed over time, though, because all of us have some sort of nervousness for a while. So how has that definition of success changed?
I go in with blind faith. I never go in wondering, is this going to work? Is it not going to work? As far as I'm concerned, it's going to work. Yeah. So I think, having that positive mindset and really creating the story of how you want to see your life versus sitting there stressing out on, oh my gosh, is this going to happen, not going to happen? When I created my first brand, and I said, I want to create a global beauty brand, and it's going to be in Sephora and on QVC and in Nordstrom and in Dillard's and in HSN, and then I'm going to do QVC UK. People looked at me like I was crazy. They're like,
she did that. just a minor fact. She totally did that.
They were like, there's no way you can do that. Like, how are you going to push these 800-pound gorillas aside? I mean, Lancome and Lauder and all these big brands. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. I am unique enough that I'm going to do it. I'm authentic enough that I'm going to do it. And sure enough, I remember meeting with a lab and I got a call from QVC and I didn't want to do QVC at that time. So I'm like, no thanks, I don't want to meet, I'm not interested, it's not good for my brand. Yeah. And they would not let up. So they were like, we'll see you in New York in 2 weeks. We just want to meet with you, we don't care. And I said, well, okay, I'll meet with you. And I kind of went in with a bad attitude and I had a napkin of my secrets. And I'm like, here are my 10 products. I'm really not interested in going on QVC. And she's like, great, we'll take 10,000 hair oil. And I'm like, I'm not even a hair person. And she goes, it doesn't matter, it's your secret, it's authentic to you. Here's the purchase order for 10,000 pieces and we'll see you on air, in a few months. So I go back to my lab and I'm like, I guess we're in business. And lo and behold, 2 weeks later, I get a call from Sephora asking me to come out because they'd heard about my brand that I was starting. Yeah. And now I have my lucky napkin and I'm like, here are my beauty secrets. And they're like, wait, we don't want any of those. We want you to create a brand because you're a makeup artist for the demographic that we can't cater to at all. And I'm like, okay, well, as long as I'm not stuck in a pocket as an ethnic or multicultural brand, like my brand appeals to all women.
Right.
So from there, I remember opening up a Victoria's Secret catalog and I was like, how can I get into Victoria's Secret? Like, I'm a sexy brand, they're a sexy brand, how do we do this? And I put the catalog down. I went to lunch with my girlfriend. I came back, opened my computer, and I had an email from Victoria's Secret saying, congratulations, we think you're a very sexy brand. Can you meet with us in a week in New York?
I got to stop you here because I am a 1% version of you, but I will tell you that it has been like this every single day for me. Even just having you on the show is like, sure, yes, of course, please come sit. Like, it's just been one wild ride. Can you please tell everybody that that's how it works? That when you just put that intention out there, and if it's really in your heart and it's true and it's authentic to you, it
Absolutely.
just unfolds.
It does, and it really is.
And that's success. That is success.
That is success. It's really true about setting a strong and clear intention. And not to sound like woo-woo, but like usually around
get woo-woo, girl. Get woo-woo. Get up in it.
Around a full moon or a new moon, it's the best time because you're like, I want to release things that don't serve me, but this is what I intend on creating. And you do it in a very affirmative way. Like, thank you so much for bringing me the right business partners. Thank you so much for bringing me the right retailers that are going to carry my brand. Thank you so much. Whatever, but you're doing it in an affirmative way. And then really just try to manage that self-talk, because who do you talk to the most of the day? Yourself.
It's so true. And that brings me to the third question of how this definition of success that you have so cultivated, and you sit in this beautiful, strong, like warrior feeling. I mean, I can feel the energy of you. How has that definition transformed your sense of self and your confidence in your voice and your vision?
Well, I don't know if it's age or just experience, but I really don't give a shit anymore. I mean, to be honest.
Yay, finally!
And so I think you finally get to the point where, you're battle tested. I literally had my ass kicked a couple times as an early entrepreneur.
And we'll talk about that in a second.
To points where I was like, I'm going to die. This is the most stress I've ever felt. But you realize at the end of the day that your journey is your journey. No one else is going to fight for you. No one else is going to go out there and do the things that you really need to go through. And once you go through some of those experiences, and you start to realize that there's a lot more out there than just you and your mascara and your lipstick, going out to dinner with your girlfriends, you really start to become your best friend. And I think once you become your best friend, you realize the importance of always nurturing that relationship. And you get to a point where you start to release toxic things in your life, whether it's people, whether it's negative thoughts, whether it's a belief system, whether it's things that might not be good for your business.
Just releasing anything that doesn't serve you.
100%. My husband and I were just talking about that this morning, because I always say that. I'm like, I'm at the point where I need to release anything and everything that's no longer for my highest good. Not saying that I'm a great person or anything, but if it's not good for me now, I'm so careful about protecting my energy and the stories that go into my head. I won't even watch like a scary movie anymore.
I don't either. I don't need that energy into my body. And which brings me to this really difficult point that you realize whether or not you're going to, like, let's get real and start actually talking to yourself the way you would want to talk to your best girlfriend. And that's that true self-love and that true self-care that usually comes when there's some large challenge or heartache or whatever that you decide turns into a blessing. So what was that for you? Was there a moment in which you were like, screw it, and I'm going to take this challenge and I'm going to make it a blessing?
Absolutely. I'd gone through just being a young entrepreneur, being naive, not finding any women to mentor me. Maybe it was because I was in a smaller market and not a bigger market. And just getting into a deal that wasn't the right deal when it came to funding. I had spent a year and a half meeting VCs, angels, institutional money. I never met one woman. I had every guy out there want to fly me to Paris or take me on their yacht to Mexico, and that's just not how I play.
No.
It's like, you know what, we have a great business. We're in all these retailers. We're doing really well. Our press is off the charts. Like, I just want you to fund me, not fly me to Paris to talk about this over crepes. So.
Preach. I have the emoji. That's so good. Yeah.
So I remember, taking a deal that I thought was I went against my gut. I knew I shouldn't have taken the deal, but the attorney was like, take it. It's great, blah, 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 blah. Well, it wasn't great. And so once I exited that company, which at that point I was so attached to it. It was my baby. All these things. I was kind of like, now what? That was my identity. That was this, that, and the other. And soon I started to have spiritual experiences that I had no idea ever existed, but somebody was out there wanting to show me like, you're cool, don't worry about it. We got your back.
We got your back.
We got your back. And so I started to listen more. And for me, the turning point was, meeting this Korean master and being called to Sedona, and on the way there, getting an electrical charge from a lightning strike. And when I met him, he had given me 5 things to do.
Okay.
And really talked to me about the art of non-attachment. And once I did the things that he asked, which were hiking to these different mountains, I started to receive messages. And to this day, I don't know if it was from my heart, from my soul, from the mountain, from God, from the universe. I don't know who it was. Maybe.
How about all of it?
They
Maybe.
were clear as day as how I truly wasn't loving myself the way I needed to love myself. And it rocked my world. I mean, I must have cried for a good 5-6 hours in a way. It was such a realization of, oh my God, this is why all these things are happening, because I'm not doing what I really need to do to honor myself. And that day is when everything flipped. And I actually, whatever happened that day is when I lost complete attachment to my past.
Yes.
So I could look back now at what I had gone through and realize that that entire experience with my first brand was a master teacher, from the investor to what I had gone through, and that I needed to really flip that forward and help other women not have to go through similar experiences for the lack of knowledge and funding, and how to deal with a contentious boardroom, and just not having other women step up to help them.
And you had your calling.
And I found my call. I mean, I found my purpose, and then I was like, okay, universe, I still really love making phenomenal makeup products.
If we could also put those 2 things together, nobody said you can't, and that's exactly where you are.
And that's exactly what happened, and it just transformed my business in a way that I never thought possible, because now it's all done with non-attachment, with just the pure intention of putting out an amazing product and transforming women around the world, and and building a beautiful brand.
And you've done it, and you continue to do it.
Yeah.
You inspire me
Oh,
every
thank
day.
you.
You really, really
Thank
do.
you.
And you will with everyone that's watching.
Thank
And
you.
I know that you have some really great advice for so many women out there. But what is the advice that you'd want to give your younger self?
Oh gosh.
We say 17, but you can pick any box.
I think it's really about creating your tribe and finding the women that you admire and what they're doing. And now, I mean, there's no excuse not to be able to reach out to anyone. You can reach out to anyone on any social media,
I found her on
like
Instagram.
you did, like you
On
did,
Instagram.
or on Twitter or wherever, and you can pretty much have a conversation with anyone in the world. So really identifying like the 5 women that you would want to aspire to be like, and reaching out with them and trying to develop some type of relationship where they become your mentor. And then finding like groups of women that you create your own group. So for instance, I'm one of the co-founders of LENA, which is Ladies International Networking Association. So we have a certain group of women at a certain Rolodex level and leadership roles.
Yeah.
We get together once a quarter, and it's needs and leads, no question asked. Like, what do you need? Oh, I've got 6 people I can introduce you to. What do you need? Oh, da-da-da-da. And if anyone abuses that, they're out. So we've got about 300 women in LA, 400 women in New York, and we just launched Orange County. And it's just amazing because it's just pure, I'm here to help you and support you.
Yeah.
It's all different industries, so you get such unique points of view. And it's just really great to be around women that are empowered, who really want to empower as well.
And that's you every single day. You've been
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank
I feel so
you.
empowered just by being here.
Well, I feel so empowered that you're doing this show, which I think is awesome.
Thank you. It's needed, and it just so that more people can hear about all the things that you're doing and that we can all connect together. So on that note, one more fun little thing.
Okay.
What is one thing that I don't know about you that I should know?
As glamorous as my life seems,
Because, girl, it is glamorous. Yes.
I love to bargain shop. It's my absolute favorite thing in the entire world.
Ross, Marshalls.
Marshalls, TJ Maxx,
Yes.
Ross sometimes.
Ross sometimes, but I feel Marshalls.
Marshalls rocks my world.
Like everything.
And TJ Maxx too.
$12 yoga pants.
Okay, if you saw all the dresses I wore in Barcelona and the south of France,
Because I Instagram stalk her. Continue. Yes.
I got all those dresses for like $9 each.
Oh.
And they don't wrinkle. I can throw them in my bag, and if they get ruined, I can throw them
Whatever.
away.
You're my spirit animal.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Incredible.
So
Truly
are
a
you, Abbey.
Bossify. Thank
I
you
love
so
it.
much. All right. On that note, just continue this love fest. Thanks for watching another episode of Bossify. Until next time, have a great day.
Now it's your turn to join the movement. Be bold, brilliant, brave. You are Bossify. Join the discussion on our Facebook page and see more episodes on our website at abbeygibb.tv. This episode of Bossify was proudly sponsored by Janet Lawless Christ and Team Luxury Real Estate.